As you saw in the intro, today we're diving into how sugar is made. But before we explore the journey from sugarcane fields to your morning cup of coffee, let's make a quick detour into history. Because sugar isn't just sweet, it's got a past longer than grandma's bedtime stories. From ancient India, where boiling sugarcane juice looked more like brewing a magic potion, to global empires fighting over tiny white crystals, sugar has been at the center of more drama than a soap opera. Don't worry, this isn't a history lecture. Just enough to sweeten the air before we jump into the sticky, steamy world of modern sugar production. Ready? Good, because the real fun is about to begin. Now that we've set the stage, let's rewind history a few thousand years, yes, thousands, back to a time when sugar wasn't in every soda, cookie, or healthy granola bar. Back then, it wasn't even called sugar. It was grass, tall, wild, tropical grass, and people weren't exactly sprinkling it on their pancakes yet. Sugarcane was first domesticated in New Guinea around 8000 BCE. Locals probably chewed on the stalks like prehistoric bubble gum, getting a sweet surprise with every bite. Fast forward to India, around 500 BCE, where things got more serious. They discovered how to crush the cane and boil the juice down into crystals, basically the first ever sugar factory. They called it sharkara. Yes, that's where our word sugar comes from. Language is delicious. Then came the Persians, the Greeks, the Arabs, each one spreading sugar across their empires like it was the secret to immortality. By the Middle Ages, sugar was Europe's most wanted luxury. Forget gold. If you had sugar, you were practically royalty. It was so expensive people displayed it like art. Imagine showing off a sugar cube on your coffee table today. Ridiculous, right? In the 15th and 16th centuries, things turned dark, literally and historically. European colonizers brought sugarcane to the Caribbean and the Americas, and with it, slavery. Huge plantations were built. Millions of enslaved Africans were forced to work in brutal conditions just to meet Europe's growing sugar cravings. That cupcake? It's got history, and not the sweet kind. Sugar didn't just fuel desserts, it fueled empires, revolutions, and trade wars. By the 1800s, people figured out how to extract sugar from sugar beets, especially in Europe. So now you didn't need a tropical climate, you just needed a root vegetable in a factory, and the rest is diabetes. But before your conscience gets too heavy, don't worry. Today's sugar industry looks very different. So now let's get to the sweet part. How we actually make sugar in the 21st century. All right, enough with the history lesson, let's get to the juicy stuff, literally. First things first, sugarcane harvesting. These tall, bamboo-like stalks grow in warm, tropical climates. And when it's harvest time, oh, it's showtime. Huge machines called harvesters roll into the fields, slicing the stalks near the ground and feeding them through their metal bellies like some kind of sugar-chomping monster. The chopped cane is loaded onto trucks and rushed to the mill. Because here's the thing, sugarcane starts losing its sweetness the moment it's cut. It's like Cinderella's carriage, but with less glass slipper and more sucrose. Once at the mill, the stalks go through massive crushers. Think of it like a car wash, but instead of cleaning your sedan, it's squeezing the sugary soul out of tough cane stalks. These machines use giant rollers to press the cane and extract a pale yellow juice, sweet, grassy, and full of tiny cane bits. But we're not sipping that stuff just yet. That juice is a chaotic mess of impurities, plant fibers, and who knows what. So now it goes through clarification. Imagine a chemical spa day. The juice is heated, then lime is added to it. Not the citrus, the chemical kind. This helps the junk float to the top or settle to the bottom. What's left in the middle is our clearer golden juice, looking more like something you'd actually want to drink, but still don't. And that's just the beginning. From here, we go deep into the maze of modern sugar transformation, where steam hisses, machines roar, and syrup flows like lava through a techno wonderland. But let's save that sweet chaos for the next part. So now we've got this goldenish juice. Nice. But to turn it into actual sugar, we need to boil it a lot. The juice is sent through evaporators, massive metal towers that look like something out of a sci-fi engine room. These machines crank up the heat and gently remove the water, turning our thin juice into thick syrup. Think maple syrup, but less pancake-friendly and more industrial. Next comes the magical part, crystallization. The syrup is poured into big vacuum pans and heated while being stirred. Sounds cozy, right? Here's where the real transformation happens. As the syrup simmers, tiny sugar crystals start forming. And they grow and grow until the pan is full of sugar sludge. This sugary goop is called inaccurately. Sounds fancy, tastes like syrupy sand. It's a thick, sticky mixture of sugar crystals and molasses. But we don't want that molasses sticking around too long, so we spin it, literally. The inaccurately is pumped into centrifuges which spin at high speeds like sugar-themed washing machines. The spinning separates the crystals from the molasses. One goes into the bottle, the other into cookies, or biofuel if you're not feeling snacky. At this point, what you've got is raw sugar. It's tan-colored, a little gritty, and still kind of rustic-looking. But don't worry, we're not done yet. Time to head into the refinery. Now, raw sugar is cute and all, but it's not what most people pour into their morning coffee. We need the snow-white photogenic kind, the sugar that belongs in commercials and dessert dreams. So the raw sugar takes a trip to the refinery, where it goes through a serious makeover. First up, it gets melted back down into syrup. Yep, we reverse all that hard work just to make it better. Then it's filtered through carbon or bone char. Yes, real animal bones sometimes, yikes, to strip away color and any leftover impurities. What comes out is a super pure, crystal clear syrup that's ready to shine. This is then sent to vacuum pans again, where it recrystallizes into sparkling white sugar, the stuff you know and love. But hold up, not all sugar becomes the classic white cubes or pretty little packets. Some is made into powdered sugar, some into brown sugar, which actually gets molasses added back in, go figure, and some is shaped into fancy molded sugar for baking snobs and royal icing enthusiasts. And then, the packaging. Picture conveyor belts, high-speed baggers, robotic arms. It's a sugar dance party, and every crystal wants a front-row seat. Sugar is packed into everything from industrial sacks to tiny tear-open restaurant packets, ready to sweeten your coffee, your cookies, or your post-breakup ice cream binge. So next time you toss a spoonful of sugar into your mug, just remember that little scoop went through a globe-trotting, machine-spinning, molasses-dodging adventure, all to make your morning a little sweeter. So there you have it. From ancient empires to robotic refineries, sugar has come a long way, all to land in your tea, your cereal, or that cookie you promised to eat just one of and totally failed. It's easy to forget the work behind each tiny crystal, the planting, harvesting, crushing, boiling, filtering, recrystallizing, packaging, and probably some spilled molasses along the way. But now you know, sugar isn't just sweet, it's kind of a diva, demanding, high maintenance, but always stealing the spotlight. So next time you reach for that sprinkle of sweetness, give it a nod of respect. It's been through more drama than most reality shows.